Hey there, winos. This is Vince.WINE, and happy Mother's Day. In honor of Mother's Day, I'm going to review 3 Chardonnays. I want to look for the most popular wines I can, $15 or under, and do a blind tasting just to see which one offers the best quality. That and more on today's Wine Lab. Okay, I'm just gonna head over to my local Safeway. It's sort of a midtown Safeway, so it should have a pretty small wine selection. That means it's gonna have sort of just the popular Chardonnays, and I'm looking for Chardonnays at about $15 or under. Perfect. This is kind of exactly what I wanted. I just wanted sort of, again, a $15 price range, sort of mid-shelf to bottom shelf, probably more mid-shelf. And just as I thought, it's just this much for Chardonnay, so kind of a small selection of just the most popular stuff. Actually, all 3 of these look good. Robert Mondavi's a popular one. Kendall-Jackson's supposed to be popular. Okay, I'm just going to do an old favorite. Let's go with Crema. Okay, so we're back with our 3 wines here, and I'm not as familiar with these 3, so that's kind of perfect, even though I recognize the brands. First up is Crema, and this is probably the one that I like the most. I've visited them a number of times, and I really like their Chardonnays and Pinots. They're pretty high-end. This was in sort of that $15 price range, so it's probably going to be sort of that mid-tier level of quality. Okay, j.lohr is another one that I've actually featured. I believe it was either the Merlot or Cab in my old favorites video. I'll leave a link to that one. I used to really love j.lohr back when I first started drinking wine, and I know they have some pretty high-end wines. They're a pretty quality producer, so I'm excited to see what this $15 level Chardonnay is going to be like. Okay, last up is Kendall-Jackson's Chardonnay. Now, I know Kendall-Jackson was once a pretty high-end producer, and today I think that may be more or less still true, but I know this is super popular, so I'm really excited to see what kind of quality we can expect from this. And for all 3 of these, I have no idea about the flavor profile, so I don't know what to expect. So my manager is going to pour these 3 wines into 3 glasses for me that are marked 1, 2, and 3. I won't know which is which, and the idea is to get a really subjective tasting here and not come in with any preconceived notions and see which one I like best. Let's get tasting. Okay, wine number 1 here. So just taking a quick look at this one. In fact, they all kind of look like the same color here, but so it's a gold color for sure. It's a nice lemon color in there, but is it me or does it almost have like a tinge of green to it? It's kind of interesting there. But anyways, as I turn my glass here, you can sort of see these little speckles. I'm not sure if that comes from tartric acid, these little crystals. It may come from effervescence. Those could be bubbles, and it also could be residual sugar. So just kind of interesting to note that at first. I'm not seeing too many legs or anything like that. They're not very pronounced, so the viscosity doesn't look too crazy. Yeah, I'm really being tripped out by these bubbles though, so let's go ahead and take the nose. Yeah, that kind of smells like that typical California style Chardonnay. It's very lemony on the nose. And yeah, there's a little bit of sort of like marshmallow and banana and kind of butterscotch thing going on. So this definitely saw a little kiss of oak. But it's not overpowering. The fruit is what's coming out first, and there's a little bit of like, I don't know how to describe it, maybe savoriness on the back end of that fruit. So pretty lemon. Oh, citrus. It's got like this like sort of lemon citrus on the back end. It's not overly complex. I'm getting some really pretty soft vanilla and then some lemon on there. It's kind of your classic Chardonnay. Let's take the palate. Okay, so the mouthfeel was actually a little bit crisper than I expected. It did have a little bit of just a kiss of liveliness on the palate. Yeah, it's really oily and very round and luscious. I'm not getting too much more in the way of flavor characteristics there. It's a little bit rindy. I'm getting a little bit of like a dry lemon rind than just proper lemon, maybe Meyer lemon, a little of that sweet lemon. And the oak is not as prevalent as I thought, just enough to sort of balance this out. And the finish is pretty decent as well. Overall, it's fine. It's not like stellar. It's not like reaching into these, you know, it probably is missing a little bit of balance. I would have liked to see maybe a little bit more complexity in this and maybe some cleaner acidity on there. But otherwise, it's perfectly fine as just sort of a table wine. Okay, let's get wine number 2. So this almost looks like it has a deeper coloration of gold to it, and my, oh my, take a look at this. I mean, this is just really viscous, and then there are those bubbles again, and I don't know, once again, is that residual sugar, tartric acid? So we're gonna have to find out. I don't want to jump ahead, but it certainly looks very, very viscous in this glass. Really deep, heavy looking wine. Let's go ahead and see if it holds up. This is a delight. Wow, okay, so this does have a lot of the same beats here. We're getting some lemon, and we're getting some good citrus in there, still a little rind in there, but this is just seeing a kiss more of oak, and for that reason, I'm getting like a really nice caramel sort of butterscotch on here. Really pretty, and yet, it's not sweet. It's not like a sweet bomb or anything. There may be just a kiss of residual sugar, but it's no more than a gram, which is less than 1% of sugar overall. Yeah, it's got almost like a stony thing on the nose as well. Butterscotch, lemon, and then sort of like a wet stone. It's almost salty. Oh, and that gives you a much more crisp mouthfeel too. And yeah, there's like this crisp acidity on there too. Really bright, makes my mouth water. Oh, I just want to go back for sip after sip. This is phenomenal, and I'm gonna make a guess. I know I'm not supposed to guess. This is wine number 2. I'm gonna say this is La Crema, and the only reason why is because I've known La Crema to really care about terroir in their wines, that Sonoma terroir, and this is really phenomenal. So I actually like number 2 pretty well. Okay, and I definitely think I taste these in the right order, because this one, check that out. I mean, there is just really gorgeous legs showing up. I don't know how well you can see that, but really a beautiful thing as I turn my glass here. So super viscous, really pretty, a little bit lighter concentration and intensity of lemon color than the last one, but yeah, super viscous, rich legs once again, and less of those bubbles showing up around the glass, if any at all. Okay, let's take the nose. Ooh, yeah. They're all kind of very similar in the sort of intensity of oak on there. This one, once again, is hitting me with oak, but in a different way. I'm almost getting a toastiness out of this one. Oh, that's the right word for sure. It's a little toasty. Oh yeah, it's kind of like just a slightly browned marshmallow, and a little florals in there, and then sort of like yellow and orange flowers. Yeah, I wouldn't say that the lemon is really the strongest thing this time around. Let's get this on the palate. I don't like it. Okay, you know what? Oh, the finish is kind of nice. Number 3 here took the best part of number 1 and the best part of number 2 and combined them and then turned down the volume like by a lot. Yeah, I can't find anything particularly outstanding about this. Maybe it has the driest finish of all of them, and that's about it. There's not a lot more to say. Yeah, it has a little bit of that kind of salty thing. I'm just not impressed. Let's, I don't even want to put it back on my palate. Let's go ahead and just see which wines are which. Okay, wine number 1, let's check that out. Okay, wine number 1 was the j.lohr, so not bad. I can't remember exactly what I said about this. Let me revisit it. Yeah, you know what? So the j.lohr was the most fruity of all of them. This one, it wasn't about the oak, it was about that really beautiful lemoniness. And so if you want sort of a bright, fruit-forward Chardonnay, this is it, and it really is nice for that reason. So number 1 was j.lohr. Okay, number 2. Okay, so number 2 was actually, believe it or not, Kendall-Jackson. So number 2 is the one that I said had that really nice kiss of oak on it. Oh yeah, I love the finish on this wine, and I said it also had a bit of terroir. So Kendall-Jackson, that's not a terrible Chardonnay. I actually, what high praise, that's not a terrible Chardonnay. What I mean is, it actually is a good Chardonnay. I really do like it. I think that of the 3 of them, it's probably the one I would go with, personally, just because it had that balance of both earthiness and oak and fruit. Really a nice wine. Which means that the last one was La Crema. The one that I really thought was, I kind of expected to be the best, was the one I actually didn't want to spend any time with. It's fine, what can I say? Yeah, I really am very surprised by the results here. Okay, well there you have it, winos. That was such a cool opportunity to just dive into these, again, $15 price range of your sort of popular producers of Chardonnay. So this Mother's Day, my recommendation is definitely the Kendall-Jackson. I think get a nice chill on that and you're gonna be happy all day. Second bet would be j.lohr. Why not put them side by side and just see which one you winos like better? And unfortunately, La Crema didn't quite show as well today, but I do know that they make some pretty phenomenal wines, so I might might have to jump into that $30 to $50 price range and take a look at some of their Pinots and Chards that are single vineyard and I know produce really fantastic wines. If you enjoyed what you saw here today, please leave me a like, that helps so much. Don't forget to share this video with your wine friends, and until next time, winos, drink safe and drink well. Cheers. Hey Mom, I love you. Happy Mother's Day to my favorite wino.